Here's a surprising fact that might completely shift the way you understand attraction. Nearly 9 out of 10 women, almost 85%, don't feel true arousal until a very specific trigger takes place first. And here's the twist: it's not what most men assume. Many guys believe attraction works the same for everyone, but that's far from reality. Have you ever wondered why some nights seem charged with energy and connection, while on other nights, even with women who appear interested, things just never take off? What if the secret isn't about saying the right lines or looking a certain way, but about unlocking the psychology behind desire itself? That's when I came across the research, the psychology, the science that finally explained how female arousal truly works. Suddenly, everything made sense. In today's video, I'll walk you through the 5 stages that lead to genuine female arousal, a process that most men overlook. This isn't casual chatter or guesswork. It's grounded in psychology and scientific studies. By the end, you'll see how understanding this can completely change the way you build deeper connections. Let's get started. 1. Establishing trust and comfort before anything else. Here's what most guys don't understand about female arousal. It starts in the mind, not the body. Before any woman can truly let herself feel attracted to you, her brain needs to answer one crucial question: am I safe with this person? This isn't only about physical safety, although that's certainly part of the equation. It's about something much deeper: emotional safety, psychological safety, and that subconscious calculation every woman makes about whether you're someone she can truly trust and open up to. From an evolutionary standpoint, this makes perfect sense. For countless generations, women who misjudged a partner's character often faced real and lasting consequences. Those survival instincts didn't simply vanish with modern life. They remain deeply wired into human psychology today. What if the key to attraction isn't just how you look or what you say, but how safe she feels when she's around you? So, what does emotional safety actually look like in everyday life? It's reflected in how you respect her boundaries. It's whether you genuinely listen when she speaks, or just pause until it's your turn to respond. It's in your reaction when she says no to something minor, because in her subconscious, there's always an ongoing test. If I say no to this small thing, will he accept it with respect, or will he push, manipulate, or respond with frustration? Emotional safety. I learned this lesson the hard way with a woman I was dating a few years back. We had great chemistry, amazing conversations, but every time things started getting more intimate, she'd pull back. I was frustrated, confused, until she finally explained it to me. "You interrupt me constantly," she said. "You dismiss my opinions about movies, restaurants, even small things. How am I supposed to feel safe being vulnerable with you when you don't even respect my thoughts about dinner?" It was a wake-up call. I realized I was trying to build physical intimacy without establishing emotional safety first. It's like trying to build a house without laying the foundation. It might look good on the surface, but it's fundamentally unstable. Emotional safety is built through consistency. It's about proving, through your actions over time, that you're someone who respects her autonomy, someone who values her thoughts and feelings, someone who won't punish her for being honest or setting boundaries. This means listening actively to what she's saying, really listening, not just planning your next comment. It means asking for her opinions and genuinely considering them. It means gracefully accepting when she says no to anything from dinner plans to physical advances without making her feel guilty or wrong. 2. Mindful engagement. Once emotional safety is established, the next crucial element is mental stimulation. Here's something most people never realize. For the majority of women, arousal begins in the mind long before it shows up in the body. Studies repeatedly confirm that women's patterns of arousal are fundamentally different from men's. While many men experience arousal as a fairly direct physical reaction, women's responses are far more layered, shaped by psychological, emotional, and even social factors all interacting together. If you can spark her mind, you've already taken the first step towards sparking attraction. Now, mental stimulation doesn't mean you need to quote philosophers or discuss quantum physics on every date. What it really means is engaging her in ways that stir curiosity, bring laughter, spark wonder, and make her feel that her intelligence is respected and valued. I once went out with an incredibly sharp woman who worked in marketing. During our first few dates, I kept trying too hard to impress her, sharing stories about my career, my successes, and my strong opinions on nearly every subject. The conversations felt heavy, one-sided, and ultimately flat. She was kind, but I could sense she wasn't genuinely drawn in. Then one night, instead of talking about myself, I started asking her about her work. Really asking, not just, "How was your day?" but, "What's the most challenging project you're working on right now? What makes it complicated? How are you approaching the solution?" Her entire demeanor changed. She became animated, passionate, engaged. She started sharing not just what she did, but how she thought about problems, what excited her about her field, what frustrated her about industry trends. That's when I understood. Mental stimulation isn't about showing how smart you are. It's about recognizing and engaging with how smart she is. Mental stimulation comes through several channels. Intellectual curiosity is huge. Asking questions that make her think, sharing ideas that challenge her perspective, engaging with topics she's passionate about. But it's not just about serious topics. Playful banter, clever humor, unexpected observations about everyday situations, all of these engage her mind in ways that create excitement. Emotional intelligence is another crucial piece of the puzzle. When you can look beyond the surface of her words, notice her emotional state, and respond with empathy and genuine understanding, you're providing mental stimulation in one of the most powerful ways. It shows that you're capable of navigating the complexity of human emotions, and that's something most women find deeply attractive. It's not just what you say that matters, it's how well you understand what she really feels. Another factor is mystery and unpredictability, and to be clear, this isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about genuine unpredictability, the kind where your thoughts, perspectives, and reactions continue to surprise her in authentic ways. When a woman feels there are always new sides of you to discover, her curiosity stays alive. That sense of ongoing discovery keeps her mind engaged, builds anticipation, and naturally creates the kind of tension that fuels attraction. 3. Creating intrigue and suspense that keeps her emotionally invested. Here's where most guys get it completely wrong. They think arousal is about moving as quickly as possible toward physical intimacy, but for most women, arousal is actually about the journey, not the destination. It's about anticipation, build-up, and delicious tension that develops over time. Think about your favorite movie. Is the best part the final scene, or the building suspense that makes the climax so satisfying? Female arousal works similarly. It's often more about the anticipation than the actual physical moment. This is why rushed physical advances so often kill the mood. Even with women who are genuinely interested, you're robbing her of the anticipation phase that's actually crucial to her arousal process. I learned this from a woman I dated who was incredibly direct about what she wanted. "Slow down," she told me one night. "You're rushing towards something I'm not ready for yet. And ironically, that makes me less likely to want it. Let me want it first." That phrase changed everything for me. Let me want it first. Anticipation is one of the most powerful forces in attraction, and it's built through several subtle mechanisms. Physical closeness without rushing into gratification is a big one. Sitting just near enough that you're almost touching, but not quite, holding eye contact a little longer than usual. Gentle, casual touches that signal warmth without pressure. A hand resting lightly on her arm during conversation, fingers brushing briefly as you pass her something, or guiding her with a soft touch on the back as you walk through a door. Psychologists call this arousal tension, that intriguing sense of wanting something just out of reach. For many women, this tension isn't just exciting, it's an essential part of the process. It's not about doing more, it's about leaving just enough unsaid and undone to let the mind fill in the gaps. Verbal anticipation plays an equally important role. This is the art of suggestion without crossing into explicitness. Thoughtful comments that paint a picture while staying respectful, compliments that spark intrigue instead of being too direct. For instance, saying, "You have the most distracting smile," creates far more anticipation than simply stating, "You're attractive." One draws her in, the other ends the conversation. And then there's the element of time. Not just the moments within a single evening, but the continuity across days and weeks. The woman who looks forward to seeing you again because your last conversation left her curious. The gradual excitement that builds between text exchanges. The way attraction can actually grow stronger between dates, when both of you are thinking about the connection and replaying past moments in your minds. 4. Deepening emotional bonds. Physical attraction might get someone's attention, but emotional connection is what transforms simple interest into genuine arousal. This is perhaps the most misunderstood aspect of female sexuality. The crucial role that emotional intimacy plays in physical desire. For most women, arousal isn't just a physical response, it's an emotional experience. The more emotionally connected she feels to you, the more her body responds to your physical presence. This is why women often report that sex with someone they have deep emotional connection with is exponentially more satisfying than casual encounters, even when the physical technique is similar. Emotional connection is built through vulnerability, both yours and hers. It's about sharing parts of yourself that you don't show to everyone, and creating space for her to do the same. This mutual vulnerability creates a unique bond that enhances every other aspect of attraction. I remember a relationship where I initially tried to maintain a cool exterior, sharing only my strengths and successes. The woman I was dating was clearly interested, but something was missing. Our physical chemistry felt surface level, almost mechanical. Everything shifted the night I decided to share something real, a career setback that had shaken my confidence. I worried it might come across as weakness, but instead she met me with empathy and opened up about her own uncertainties regarding the future. That single exchange created an emotional intimacy that completely reshaped the dynamic between us. Emotional connection is built on a few essential foundations. The first is empathy, the ability to recognize and respond to her feelings with genuine care without rushing to fix or dismiss them. When a woman feels deeply understood, when she senses that you see and value the full complexity of who she is, the connection moves to a whole new level. It's not always about having the perfect answers. It's about creating the space where she feels safe enough to be herself. Active listening is another powerful element. This means going beyond just hearing her words. It's about tuning into the emotions behind them. It's asking thoughtful follow-up questions that show you're invested in what she's sharing. It's remembering the small details from earlier conversations and bringing them up later. These simple actions signal something profound, that she matters enough for you to truly pay attention to her inner world. 5. The power of physical chemistry. Only after emotional safety, mental stimulation, anticipation, and emotional connection are firmly in place does physical attraction become the catalyst that turns all that built-up energy into genuine arousal. This is the final piece of the puzzle, but it only falls into place when the foundation has already been laid. At this stage, physical attraction isn't just about appearance or technique. It's about presence, energy, and confidence. It's about how naturally you respond to the chemistry that's already there. Ultimately, it's about becoming someone whose touch feels magnetic, because of everything that's been built leading up to that moment. Physical attraction is the spark, but connection is the fuel that makes the spark last. The biggest mistake many men make is starting with physical attraction, assuming everything else will simply follow. But research shows that for most women, the process works in the opposite direction. Emotional and mental connection amplify physical attraction, not the other way around. I learned this from a woman who explained it perfectly. "There are lots of attractive men," she said, "but there are very few men who can make me feel safe, understood, excited, and desired, all at the same time. When someone can do all of that, they become irresistible." At this stage, physical attraction is less about looks and more about presence and awareness. It's about being comfortable in your own skin while staying attuned to hers. True physical chemistry isn't a performance. It's a conversation, two people responding to one another in a way that feels natural and effortless. A simple touch takes on deeper meaning when it's grounded in trust. Eye contact feels entirely different when emotional intimacy has already been shared. Even standing close carries a charge when anticipation has been properly built. Physical attraction becomes powerful not because it stands alone, but because it rests on everything that came before it. The physical component also means paying attention to her unique responses and preferences. Every woman is different. What excites one person may not resonate with another. The real key is attentiveness, listening, communicating, and adjusting based on her reactions rather than following a rigid script. Energy and confidence are crucial as well. When a woman feels emotionally safe, mentally engaged, anticipation has been built, and emotional connection is strong, what she craves is your steady presence and authentic confidence. Not arrogance, not pressure, just genuine comfort with yourself and the moment you're sharing together. Many women describe their most powerful experiences of arousal happening when all 5 elements are in play. Emotional safety, mental stimulation, anticipation, emotional connection, and finally, physical attraction acting as the spark that brings it all to life. So there it is, the 5-stage process that unlocks genuine female arousal. When you focus on building each layer, you're not just creating attraction, you're creating a connection that feels real, lasting, and deeply fulfilling for both of you. Here's what most guys get wrong. They try to skip straight to stage 5 and wonder why it doesn't work. But arousal isn't a light switch you can flip. It's a process that unfolds when the conditions are right. The 85% statistic I mentioned at the beginning comes from research showing that most women need multiple psychological and emotional conditions to be met before they can experience genuine arousal. It's not about being difficult or complicated, it's about how female sexuality actually works. Understanding this 5-stage process changes everything. It helps you become not only a more attractive man, but also a better partner, someone capable of building genuine connection rather than just going through the motions. When you master connection, attraction stops being accidental and starts becoming something you can create naturally. If this video gave you a new perspective, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share your thoughts in the comments. Have you noticed these stages in your own relationships? Which part of the process surprised you the most? I'd love to hear your experiences. And always remember, authentic attraction isn't about tricks or quick techniques. It's about understanding, respecting, and engaging with the rich, complex reality of human connection. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.